The fresh air of the Blue Ridge Mountains carried a deep tranquility, occasionally broken by the sound of falling autumn leaves. In a small meditation camp nestled among ancient pine trees, David Thompson sat cross-legged on an old meditation mat, his mind a whirlwind of unresolved thoughts, anxieties, and tensions. At the age of 31, David was a mathematics lecturer at a prestigious university, but something important was still missing in his life. Despite achieving numerous academic accomplishments, publishing countless research papers, and receiving many professional accolades, he still felt empty and disconnected from himself. His mind was like a chaotic battlefield where conflicting thoughts continuously emerged and streams of unfocused thinking perpetually invaded. Each thought demanded attention like an unending army, preventing him from finding the inner peace he longed for. David frequently faced aimless thoughts that left him feeling lost and anxious. Even with a stable job and a desirable social status, he couldn't escape the sense of loneliness and insecurity in his own life. This disconnect was not limited to his professional life but extended to his relationships and personal life as well. David felt trapped in an endless cycle of negative thoughts and emotions, unable to find a way out. He yearned for a change, a new direction to rediscover peace and true connection with himself. The spiritual guide of the meditation camp was Reverend Michael Chen, the 72-year-old leader of the retreat. He looked at David with eyes full of compassion and deep understanding. With over 70 years of meditation practice and spiritual discipline, Michael had accumulated a wealth of experience and wisdom beyond words. Years of diligent practice and teaching had fostered in him a vast love for humanity, a deep patience, and a profound understanding of their pains and struggles. Michael always took the time to listen to and guide each of his students, from beginners to seasoned practitioners. Throughout his career, he had witnessed many students wrestle with personal challenges. However, in David, Michael saw something special, a genuine and intense yearning for deep understanding. David's eyes shone with the light of an unceasing quest, and Michael could sense it. He understood that David's journey was not just about seeking inner peace but also about exploring and comprehending the nature of himself and the world around him. After observing David for a while, Michael's compassion was stirred, and he approached David to begin a conversation. "Hello, my name is Michael, the guide here at the meditation camp. I'm pleased to meet you. Please tell me, what brings you to this retreat?" David felt genuinely touched by Michael's sincere concern and replied, "Hello, sir. My name is David." He then shared, deeply and honestly, the current state of his work and mind with Michael. Finally, he confessed to the elder guide, "I can't continue like this anymore. Every time I try to meditate, my mind becomes a storm. Memories of past failures, anxieties about the future, professional pressures, they all clash like fierce waves. I've read every book, studied every technique, but I can't silence these thoughts." Michael listened quietly, a gentle smile appearing on his wrinkled face. He recalled his own struggles decades ago, facing the same battle David was going through. "Come with me," he said softly, rising from the mat with surprising agility for his age. They walked through the forest, with morning dew clinging tightly to the leaves. After about half an hour of walking, they reached a small pond hidden deep within the secluded forest. The water of the pond was still, without a ripple, like a perfect mirror reflecting the blue sky and the blooming white and pink lotus flowers. Surrounding the pond, the shrubs and trees stood motionless, creating a serene and tranquil setting. "Observe carefully," Michael said, picking up a large stone. He handed it to David. "Throw it into the pond." Confused but trusting, David threw the stone. It struck the water, creating concentric circles spreading out from the point of impact. Mud from the bottom of the pond swirled up, clouding the once clear water. The perfect reflection disappeared, replaced by chaos and murky darkness. "What do you see?" Michael asked. "Muddy water," David replied. "I can't see anything anymore." Michael nodded. "This pond is just like your mind. The thoughts you are struggling with, they are like the stone I just threw. When you resist them, when you fight them, you only create more turmoil." David watched the pond intently. Gradually, the ripples disappeared, the mud settled, and the water returned to its clear state. Sometimes we just need to let things settle naturally without interference, Michael said. Your mind is the same way. Let it quiet down naturally. He continued. But see what happens if we do nothing at all. They sat in silence. Gradually, the mud settled. The water became still again, returning to its initial clarity. The mountains and sky reappeared, perfectly reflected. You can't force your mind to be quiet, Michael explained. Trying to suppress thoughts is like trying to smooth the water by pressing down on its surface. The more you press, the more disturbances you create. In the following weeks, Michael taught David the method of mindfulness meditation. Instead of fighting his thoughts, David learned to observe them without judgment. Each thought was like a cloud drifting across the sky of consciousness, visible, but not something he needed to engage with or resist. David began practicing mindful observation. When a thought about a past lecture or a future research grant arose, he would simply acknowledge its presence without getting caught up in its story. Oh, this is a thought about work, he would think to himself, then return his focus to his breath. At first, this was truly challenging for David. With an academic mind trained to analyze and solve every problem, he naturally wanted to wrestle with and control every thought that appeared in his head. These thoughts incessantly invaded, like endless armies. Each time he sat for meditation, he felt like he was standing in the middle of a battlefield, where conflicting thoughts fought to capture his attention. Many times, he felt exhausted and wanted to give up, feeling like all his efforts were in vain. But with perseverance and determination, David continued to practice meditation every day. Gradually, he began to notice an extraordinary change. The thoughts that once held power over him slowly lost their strength. Instead of being swept away by the endless stream of thoughts, David learned to observe them from a distance, like clouds passing across the sky without clinging to any particular thought. He started to feel a calmness within his mind. The thoughts still appeared, but they no longer unsettled him. They would come, pass, and then disappear, like ripples on the surface of a still pond. This tranquility brought David a sense of liberation, a freedom he had never experienced before. He no longer had to fight against himself, but instead, he embraced acceptance and letting go. On a cool morning, during a deep meditation session, David experienced a profound transformation. The quiet surroundings allowed his mind to become more still than ever before. His mind was not completely empty, thoughts were still present, but the miracle was that they no longer controlled him. Instead of being swept away by the continuous flow of thoughts, David felt a vast and quiet space surrounding them. His thoughts now resembled clouds floating in the vast blue sky. Each thought appeared, drifted by, and then vanished, leaving no trace on the infinite sky of his mind. He realized that the clouds could not change or disturb the sky's tranquility, just as his thoughts could not alter his inner peace. This awareness brought David an unprecedented sense of relief and freedom. He felt he no longer had to fight against his thoughts. Instead, he simply observed them, allowing them to come and go without attachment. This state brought him a deep serenity, helping him to understand himself and the world around him better. This was a turning point in David's meditation journey, bringing him profound transformation and enlightenment. When David shared his experience with Michael, the elder's eyes immediately shone with joy and compassion. The wrinkles on his face seemed to come alive, reflecting years of practice and deep wisdom. You are beginning to understand, Michael said, his warm voice resonating in the quiet space. The mind is not something to conquer but to understand. Peace is not the absence of thoughts, but the presence of awareness that is not caught up in them. Michael looked deeply into David's eyes, as if trying to convey all his understanding through that gaze. When you become aware without being caught up in your thoughts, you begin to see the truth about yourself and the world around you. True peace is not the absence of thoughts, but the ability to stand firm in the face of them, not letting them control you. David felt each of Michael's words sinking into his soul, opening a new horizon of understanding. He realized that his meditation journey was not a battle against thoughts, but a process of accepting them without being affected. He felt a liberation, a freedom in observing thoughts without being pulled by them. Michael continued, "When you truly understand and accept this, peace will naturally come to you. This is the essence of practice, not to chase away or fight against the mind, but to understand and harmonize with it. Then, peace will no longer be a temporary state, but will become your natural essence." David's professional life also underwent profound transformations. His research began to focus on exploring the neurological effects of mindfulness. He discovered that mindfulness and the ability to keep the mind in the present not only helped reduce stress but also improved focus and creativity. These findings not only contributed to his research work but also opened up new and promising fields. David became more present in all his relationships. In every conversation, he listened with more attention and deeper understanding. He became kinder to his students, always taking the time to guide and support them not only in their studies but also in their lives. His kindness and compassion created a motivating and inspiring learning environment. David's work efficiency also increased significantly. With a calm and clear mind, he could complete tasks more quickly and accurately. His working hours became more meaningful and less stressful, bringing him a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. The inner peace David discovered began to radiate outward. Friends, colleagues, and students all noticed the positive changes in him. David's serenity and balance not only positively affected himself but also touched and inspired everyone around him. As a result, he became not only a great researcher but also a respected teacher and friend. Years later, when students asked David about his meditation practice, he would often smile and tell the story of the mountain pond, a simple yet profound metaphor for the true nature of the mind. "Your thoughts are like waves," he would say. "And you? You are the ocean." The path to inner peace is not about eliminating thoughts, but about changing your relationship with them. As we conclude our journey through the story of Empty Your Mind, let's reflect on the profound lessons it offers. This Zen tale, filled with wisdom and practical insights, teaches us the invaluable art of mindfulness and the importance of altering our relationship with our thoughts. Like David, we often find ourselves trapped in a whirlwind of endless thoughts and worries, seeking peace yet unable to grasp it. The story reminds us that true tranquility doesn't come from eradicating thoughts but from observing them with detachment and understanding that we are not our thoughts. We are the vast, tranquil ocean beneath the surface waves. David's transformation illustrates that the key to inner peace lies in accepting and allowing thoughts to come and go without attachment. By doing so, we can maintain a clear, calm mind, much like the still pond reflecting the sky and mountains. This shift in perspective is powerful and liberating, enabling us to face life's challenges with calmness and clarity. It's a timeless lesson that can deeply impact our daily lives, encouraging us to practice mindfulness and embrace our true nature. We hope this story has inspired you and offered valuable insights into your own journey toward inner peace. Remember, the path to tranquility is not about silencing your mind but changing your relationship with your thoughts. Embrace mindfulness, and you will find that inner calm becomes your natural state. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Zen wisdom. We appreciate your support and encourage you to continue following our channel, Wisdom Life, for more enlightening content. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement helps us to create more content that inspires and educates. Stay mindful, stay peaceful, and remember, you are not your thoughts, you are the serene ocean beneath the waves. Until next time, take care and continue your journey towards inner peace. Thank you for watching.